Welcome back, guys. Hope you had a good holiday weekend. TK, you're looking pretty prosperous here at the table, even though the Panthers might wrap it up tonight. Teddy wearing his Florida Panthers gear, and we are live. Woo! It's time, as they say. This is Scott Matthews, the host of Get the Edge Sports Podcast. Great time of the year to be a sports fan, that's for sure. We got 4 series left, and they're all 3-1. I'm going to get the opinions from my fellas coming up. Got to introduce my man over here. You're looking pretty damn good there, TK. The CEO of TK Wins, Tommy King. What's up, T?
Yeah, man. Hot out there again today. Fired out there. I need to get hottest myself in this baseball and basketball. We got some nice stuff coming up for the weekend, a little playoff action.
Well, you must be jacked up. The Carolina Panthers put a little dagger in the Florida Panthers' dream of getting to the Stanley Cup the other night. I heard you were the only guy at the bar smiling.
Yeah, well, it's dragging on here tonight, man. We'll see what happens this evening.
How'd you get out of there alive the other night?
I wear the Panther jersey, man. I got to blend in with the crowd.
Camouflage. There you go. All right. I'm expecting to be needled and bruised and bumped today pretty good. Here he is, my man, Teddy Brooks, CEO of Sports Profits. What's up?
Fired up, Scotty. Let's go. I thought we'd be coming in here talking about the Stanley Cup, but we couldn't get it done.
What's the deal with the non-vegan up there?
I wanted at a cigar I went to a cigar convention. There's a really good cigar brand called Red Meat Lovers.
Okay.
And I spun a wheel. I won this, and one of our producers here in the studio, he's a vegan, so we always like to mess around with him about it a little bit.
Are you a cigar smoker, Ted?
I used to be more of one than I am now. It's kind of hard to find the time sometimes, but yes,
I tried that phase a long time ago, but it's starting to burn my throat, so I kind of just.
Oh, you're not. If it's burning your throat, you're not smoking it right.
There you go. Well, I probably wasn't.
You got to have good mouth muscles and mouth control. But I like one. I'll do one maybe once a week.
You might be smoking a big one tonight. We got a team right in the backyard playing for a clincher tonight.
We got a big one tonight. I want to get this done, get this over with.
Moving on,
so that we can see
to the east side.
We can see a big smile on TK's face.
I don't know if we'll see a smile. I think I don't know. T, did you play this series? Did you play this series?
I didn't play the series. I've been playing the totals. I played the under the other night. I've been playing the overs. I finally got smart, played a couple unders in that series. But tonight's game should be a low-scoring one, too. We'll talk about that, but I'm sure.
We're talking right now, man. Talk.
I think it's going to be a low-scoring game here tonight, Florida-Carolina. I don't know who's going to win. I didn't bring my coin. I got that coin at the house. I should have brought it. Could have flipped on this one here tonight. It's like a pick-em game tonight. Could be coming back to Florida, man. Could be a Friday night fights in Amerant Stadium down here in Sunrise.
Are they going to start, Teddy, thinking the wheels are falling off the bus if the Carolina can win tonight and force a Game 6? Are we going to start hearing those stories?
No. We'll win in 6. We'll win in 7. It doesn't matter. We're going to win. But I will say one thing. I don't want to look too far ahead, but one thing that concerns me a little bit with the Panthers, they need to start scoring more on these power plays. Most of their scoring has been in 5 versus 5, so I want to see them score more on power plays when they get the opportunity, because I'll tell you what, Edmonton, they have been hot on power plays.
Tough.
They have been hot on power plays, and Edmonton, it's very interesting. The Panthers do better on the road. Edmonton has a killer home record, so I don't want to get too far ahead and start calling this series out already, but that's where my head's at right now.
You got to play on this game tonight? In the Panthers-Carolina game? You making a call on it?
It's a tough one. I got to see kind of where the public's at. I got to see where the line moved. I got to take a deeper look at it. I haven't really been betting these games. I bet the series. I bet the Panthers to win the Cup. I bet the Panthers to win the series.
Right.
But when it comes to individual games, I think that gets a little bit tough.
No hedging? If Carolina wins tonight, any thoughts of a hedge?
Well, if Carolina wins tonight, maybe a hedge. But I'm being a little bit of a homer. I got to chill out because guys, don't take when your favorite team is really good. It's easy to ride them. Like if your favorite team was the Patriots when they had Tom Brady, if you bet Tom Brady every single game, you'd have made money. So
yeah. Well, that's a once-in-a-lifetime situation, so we can't go based on that because when does that happen? Once every 30
Once in a lifetime. But I think if you bet the Panthers every game so far in the playoffs, you'd be profitable.
Oh no, they're dynamite.
Yeah.
Listen, you can't discredit them because they lost one game. I mean, they had a shot to win that game. It was 1-0. They pulled the goalie out. They get 2 on empty netters. So at the end of the day, I mean, the Panthers, and they were forcing a lot of pressure on them in that third period. If you noticed, they had a lot of pressure going on, but they just couldn't put the puck in the net.
That goalie was pretty stout. I think Anderson, because they switched goalies.
Yeah, he
the
lost
other
his
game.
confidence after the first two. They took him out for a game. They brought the other guy in. He lost, and then they put back Anderson last night. He must have got a little confidence back, saying got a little juiced up or energized.
I was reading that he plays.
And they
he plays
brought some
well
players
off rest.
back too. Don't forget
They did.
Carolina, a couple of their key players were out, came back, so they played a different type of style. They played the style the Panthers were playing on them. That they reversed it and played it on the Panthers, and it showed. And they kind of dominated. You got a little more physical with the Panthers, and the Panthers were roughing them up the first 3 games. Did you notice that change?
Well, I know if they didn't have Bobrovsky, man, it'd be a different series right now. That guy's like a cat, man. He just boom, 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 scrambles. That guy stops so many pucks.
Yeah.
It's wild, man. That guy's just
right.
the moves he puts on.
We got 3-1 in this series. We got 3-1, obviously, in the other series, Edmonton and Dallas. Looks like Edmonton's going right back to the Cup. It looks like, based on numbers, obviously, because I don't think, to win 4 games in a row is not going to happen in these leagues. It doesn't happen that often, if ever. So you got the Panthers were up 3-0. They lost the last one. It's going to be tough for Carolina, no matter how great they are, because the Panthers are great. To beat the Panthers 3 in a row. And you got now Edmonton, a commanding lead in this series. So it looks like a rematch from last year coming right back at you. I'm just curious what you guys think. Let's say, just for argument's sake, it is Florida versus Edmonton, because on paper it looks like that's what it's going to be. Obviously, if something crazy happens. Who do you think is going to be favoring that series, Teddy?
I think the Panthers will. They're going to have the home ice advantage if they play each other. I think that I would say, if I had to guess, 130, 135.
T and I were talking about it just before the show. Him and I disagree. Well, it's not that we disagree with you, but we think Edmonton's going to be a slight favorite in that series, don't you?
Even though Florida has the home ice,
I don't think Florida does.
They would
They
have the home ice.
Yeah.
I think Edmonton will be like, they'd probably be like a 115, 120, maybe both ways, 120, 120.
So
it's going to be close, don't get me wrong. It's going to be a tight series, and it's going to be a phenomenal one if it's these two, because they know each other. There's a lot of revenge on the line, obviously, and Edmonton showed how good, talented they were. Even though they lost last year, they were down 3-0, came all the way back and took it all the way to the very end to lose that Game 7. So that's going to be on their mind. And the way they're playing right now, this goalie Shinner, no joke. I mean, he's quietly playing as good as anybody out there.
I was about to say, everyone's talking about Bob in these playoffs, but Skinner has been right there. He has been unbelievable. I love what I'm seeing from him.
Yeah.
He's
a big boy, too. He feels, man.
Bob's only 6 foot. He's like 6'4".
Yeah, he's a big boy. He fills that net up.
I will say,
It's like you, TK. Put you in the net, you'd fill it, right?
the Oilers scare me a little bit.
They're fast, man.
I'll be honest with you.
They're fast on
Now,
Plus player in the world.
best player in the world, and they got now Hyman might be injured. I don't know his situation, but they got Draisaitl, they got Nugent Hopkins.
Yeah.
I think their top 3 might be better than the Panthers' top 3, but I think the Panthers are deeper.
Much deeper. I agree with you on that one 1,000%, because the Panthers got about 7, 8, 9 guys that you could call pretty damn good, instigators, whatever you want to call them, control guys that can really force play. And I don't think Edmonton has even 4, maybe 4 or 5 at the
Exactly.
most. So,
exactly. The depth is the
depth,
top.
right.
The top is with Edmonton, but the depth is with Florida.
No doubt about it. That's going to be a great series, guys. If you really want to see an excellent series, I think that's going to be not only so physical, but it's going to be some hot goaltending, physical series, and going.
I think some unders are going to be in play there, TK.
against Edmonton. Yeah,
Two
great goalies.
Before we move on to some bases, because we got a lot of stuff going on to talk about, and we got the NBA as well. You think that series would go long? What do you think if it's Florida and Edmonton?
I think it would go 7. I think it would go 6 or 7. I think these two teams are very. It showed last year we were up 3-0 and they came all the way back. So I think it'll be more of a back and forth. One thing that I will say, I've said it before, is the Panthers need to step up their power play if they want to beat this Edmonton Oilers team. But once again, Quick funny story. My wife knows nothing about sports, nothing about betting. She stays completely out of the sports betting realm. And before the game came on Tuesday, she said, "Oh, what's going on?" And I told her, the Panthers are up 3-0, so they just have to win one more game out of the next 4 to advance. And she goes, "Oh, so they're going to lose tonight." And I go, what do you mean? She goes, "No, they're going to lose tonight."
Oh, because the ratings?
She goes, she doesn't.
They want it to continue?
She goes, it always happens like that. They're going to lose tonight. So I was like,
I could see my wife saying the same. Yeah, it's going to go on because they want to get more money coming in for the league.
I'll keep quiet.
He can't say he's got the wife. This one's,
He would agree, though.
I would agree.
He would agree that it's going to go
It's
there.
just like the basketball, man. Indiana should have swept them. It should be 4-game sweep in that one. They blew a 20-point lead the other night.
Yeah.
It came out strong last night. I mean, look at OKC. They'll probably close it out here tonight, OKC. But that guy missing, 4 of his last 5 free throws that covered the spread the other night. -2.5, they win by 2.
Could you guys imagine if in both sports, hockey and NBA, we have all 4-1 finishes, 5 games? No game 6s or 7s?
very doable, but I don't think that'll happen. I think somebody
Out of all these series that are 3-1 right now, which series do you think has the potential?
I think Dallas is
go
going to
far.
win the next
And the
game
Knicks,
at home.
Knicks Pacers.
I think the Knicks can be beat. We've seen that. They lost 2 in a row at home to them.
Right.
Pacers know how to play against the Knicks. That's what it comes down to. They can run and gun with them, and they got some superstars.
So you think Florida and OKC close out? OKC, I think, is the one we can all agree definitely closes out the next game. Probably.
They play tonight.
I can't
9-point
picture.
favorites.
I can't picture them not winning this
Yeah.
game tonight and going back to Minnesota for Game 6. I just don't see it. I think they're just too good. I mean, they've been too good all year. I mean, they're really the most consistent overall team in the NBA from start to finish. So why not put them on their home court tonight? They're already an 8.5-point favorite. I like OKC in this game tonight. I'm going to bring them down to 7. I'll lay the 135 juice. I don't care. Bring them down to 7, and I'm jumping on OKC to end this series. Sayonara to Minnesota, and waiting for the winner of the series between the Knicks and the Pacers. So OKC is my play for tonight.
I'm with you on it, man. OKC up 3-1 right now. I think they want to finish it at home here tonight, get a little rest.
It's not even a question of wanting to finish it. They're just a better team.
They're a better team, and they're going to come out strong tonight. They'll probably win this game by 15-20 here tonight.
Yeah, I think they'll win by double digits
I agree.
easily.
I agree. I think Minnesota's will has been broken. So I think we have something we all agree on here, guys. We all like OKC with the points. Points
No,
are
not with the points, giving the points.
giving the points, right? That's what
But
I
I'm bringing it down to 7. I don't know how you guys are playing it. I'm going to try to give myself even a bigger edge off the 8.5. I'll bring it down to 7. I'll lay that extra juice, and I'll look for OKC. Even though I think they'll win by at least 12 or more, I think this is going to be a homecoming blowout. I just think they're going to try to run the score up early and just knock them right out of their game, and just make them feel nasty, and just put the dagger in.
I'm agreeing with you on that, man. Like OKC, I'll buy them down to 8 myself. Like I said, they should win this game by 15-20.
Now watch Ant go and score 50 tonight.
Goes on a rant tonight?
Yeah.
OKC, man, they're just too strong of a team. It's going to be OKC probably going against the Pacers.
Well,
in the finals.
the difference between these two teams, you just hit the nail on the head. OKC's a real team. They play as a whole unit. Where this Minnesota team, you see, they unravel, and then they start trying to put it in one guy's hands or another. They're not playing as a full unit. So big edge as far as that goes. And you could see how OKC, we've seen it all year long, how they enjoy playing with each other, and it makes a difference. That's why this team has not gone on big losing streaks. They find ways to come right back. Even though they lost by 40-something points the other night, which could have put a big damper on them, they come back and they win the next game. I don't care how they do it, but they find ways to win it.
They do.
Well, you asked the question in hockey, if OKC plays Indiana or the Knicks, they got to be at least a 5-1 favorite. I would say at least 5-6-1 favorite to take out Indiana or Knicks. They're going to be a big favorite. They got to be over.
They'll be a big favorite.
400 plus.
Yeah. No, that's more reasonable, because this Pacer team, guys, you got to understand, if it is the Pacers, which I think it will be, because I can't see the Knicks winning 3 in a row against them, not the way they're playing right now, not the way the Pacers are showing up. Like you said, this series could have been over the other night if the Pacers didn't kind of have a little lapse there and let the Knicks back in it. But the Knicks played great in that game to come back in it, because they could have just bent over and said, hey, we're done. But they found a way, so they don't give up so easily. They played a decent game last night, but it just wasn't good enough. obviously, to beat the Pacers. But Game 5 at MSG, what do you think of that game, Game 5? What do you think the Knicks have a shot to redeem themselves, Teddy?
Yeah, I think they have a shot. I mean, listen, they're
going to be favored.
They're favored by 5 points right now. The public is all – so they actually opened at 4.5. The public is all over Indiana, and the line actually moved towards the Knicks, which is interesting. Always look out for that, what we call in this business a reverse line movement. If you don't know what that is, that means if a lot of the public money and the public interest is on one side, but the line moves the other way as if the money was on the other side. That's something always to look at. So, yeah, I think the Knicks have a chance.
Yeah.
Do I think that they can win this? Do they have a chance in the series? No. If Indiana only has to win.
What's the price on the game? I'm sorry.
The 5.
223.
So they're still keeping it up there.
Yeah.
They actually made it a little higher in the first few.
So I think Indiana, they have to win 1 out of the next 3 games to advance. I think they will. Which game will that be? I'm not sure, but I think they'll win 1 out of the next 3.
Yeah, it'll probably be tomorrow night. Knicks probably win this game pretty heavily.
I don't know about that. I think for some reason the Pacers have their number. And I think the confidence level of the Pacers right now, you can see it on the team. They're sky high right now. I think they want to bury the Knicks. They want to get rid of them.
You guys know that the NBA, they did like a vote among the players.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And Halliburton, did you hear about this?
20 people.
So they voted they took a handful of players and voted the most they did a bunch of votes, but one of the questions was the most overrated player in the league, and Halliburton got voted the most overrated player in the league.
Meanwhile, no one, you don't know who said it though.
It doesn't matter if the majority of people selected voted for him. It's still.
You think he's overrated the way he's playing right now?
That's not why I'm bringing it up. That's motivation.
Right.
That's motivation for him. That's why I'm bringing it up.
Is that why his dad did the thing in front of Giannis, gave him the old wave of the towel?
It could be.
He was in the suite. Wasn't he a suite last game?
Yeah, it was last night. They let him back in. I don't think that really mattered anyways, did it? No. That they brought him? I mean, they are better. Listen, if you look at the Pacers the last 3 months, they've played as good as anybody in the NBA, including OKC record-wise. So they are playing great basketball, and they're coming together at the right time. And when you come together at the right time, things happen for you, and that's why they were in the position they're in, one step away from going to the NBA Finals.
I heard your Celtics are going to be blowing that team up, making some moves, making some trades.
How about the trade you're looking at right now? OKC is looking to pick up Giannis.
Really?
That's the word on the street. They're going to pick him up.
Let them finish first. Let them win.
All right, guys. Well, here I think we touched every base on the NBA. So
there's not much left, so we better touch it.
Yeah, we're agreeing that OKC tonight makes it happen and wraps this series up, moves on, and I'm just waiting for them to play Indiana when it comes down to it. Because I said before that series started, I thought the Knicks was a crazy overpriced.
Yeah, you guys both. I remember you guys both were leaning that plus 140 Indiana for the series. So props to you guys. I personally didn't have an opinion on it, but I do remember that, and I want to bring it up to make sure the people that are watching know that you guys gave that out.
Well, we got a ton of baseball. We're just jumping from one thing to you know what? Before we go to baseball, I want to ask you guys, did you hear the rant yesterday? Terry Bradshaw ripping the hell out of the Steelers in this situation with Aaron Rodgers. Why the hell he's saying would they bring Aaron Rodgers in at 41 years old to sign the guy for 1 year? Did you catch that? He ripped it up big time. He was like totally against it. And I said the same thing. Why would Aaron Rodgers come in for 1 year? I mean, for what? What's the purpose at this stage of his career to come in? I think he's been done. And
I mean, if you can't play 2 to 3 years, I see no point in going to a team like when Brady. How old was Brady when he went to Tampa Bay?
Well, that's a different animal. I think that's a little bit of a different animal.
I mean,
he was about 40. I think he was 41,
40, 41. Too, man,
well,
back in the day.
And then when he went to Minnesota.
But he won a championship.
And Favre went to the Super Bowl with Minnesota, I think, right, and didn't win it?
No.
He went to the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, he went to the championship.
He went deep. Yeah. Listen, I think Rodgers sees those two examples we just used, and he wants to try it out.
But what team takes a player on and moves other players out to bring a guy in for 1 year?
Well, is it really one? Is
you
it
could up younger kids out too?
Is it 1 year or is it 2 to 3 years?
No, it's not.
And if you have
he's 42,
if you have a really good young QB prospect or drafted a young QB, you don't want to have him.
They got rid of Kenny Pickett. He's not a bad player. They just didn't have a surrounding. They didn't have an O line for the guy. So Kenny Pickett moved out. Where did he go to Philly?
So who's Aaron Rodgers going to mentor if he's in?
Well, they got Russell.
No, he's not mentoring Russell Wilson
Wilson.
because
Yeah,
that guy
argue like
doesn't.
crazy.
I mean, between the two of them, what, they'll be 80 years old?
Yeah, you got a combined age of 80 there. I don't know. I don't.
But Bradshaw went off.
I
don't know
think
if-
they think. I don't know if I agree with Terry Bradshaw, but I also don't disagree. But I think they think he's ready to win now, and he's still
If you
prime.
look at the NFL too, man. They're starting a new salary cap. I think they're doing it in the works right now. A new salary cap.
Really?
So Goodell was doing something on there, and they're doing a fan opinion on some rule changes that need to be made in the NFL. See what the fans come up with. They're going to adapt one of those. I don't know if you saw that.
No,
as well.
I didn't, but I did see that they voted down the tush push ban. They're going to keep the tush push.
Yeah. Yeah, listen. What's wrong with it?
I like
You know?
it.
Philadelphia's got it down to a damn science, though.
Yeah.
That tush push. I don't know. Who else really uses it as well as they do? I don't think that I know of. I don't see.
You got to have a big quarterback. You got to have a big quarterback. Like a team like the Buffalo Bills can do it with Josh Allen.
Yeah.
You got to have a big QB.
Yeah, that's true. You got to have a big QB, a big butt, and move it forward. And
Yep.
Should be able to move the ball at least a few inches, right?
Exactly.
At the end of the day.
Yeah, they got to make some new rules in the NFL, man. If you're inside the 40-yard line, they shouldn't let you kick a field goal. They should make you go for it inside the 50. These guys are kicking 60, 70-yard field goal these days. And I think they should change something with the rules on that.
What's that?
When the field goals, if it's less than 35-yard field goals, make them go for it. I don't know what you guys think about that. That's one of the rules they were talking about.
Well, that'll change the whole landscape of betting.
Yeah.
That really changed things for us. We
that'll-
could take all our knowledge over the last 20, 30, 40 years and throw it right in the trash.
I don't know if we throw it in the trash, but we'd have to
We're
probably
going to have to
work
recycle it pretty good.
No, we'd have to work up. They probably have different numbers on
Yeah,
the games.
the numbers would change.
Factoring it in that there's no field goals, and you're forced to go for first downs to keep the drive alive, kind of thing. So the lines would definitely be different.
The threes, there wouldn't be as many 2.5s and threes. It would be different. It would probably be more sixes.
Well, we'll be talking about football soon, man.
All right,
June 1st is coming up, man. June 1st.
Yeah, T likes to
June
always go.
2nd.
He likes to talk way
But
in
you were
advance.
talking about football. You brought up
You
Aaron
started
Rodgers.
it, Scotty. What are you
just-
You brought
talking
up Aaron
about?
Rodgers.
I just asked about.
I love how
He yells at me. I bring up Aaron Rodgers. Get it out of that subject. Now he brings it up. Too.
I love how Scotty brings it up, and then we keep talking about it, and Scotty's like, why are you guys talking about football?
Well, hold on.
Teddy, kick him over there. Kick him over
All
there.
right, guys. I was talking about Terry Bradshaw's rant on Aaron Rodgers. That's all.
And
I
what does
wasn't
Aaron
talk-
Rodgers do
talk-
for a living? What does
Right,
he play?
But I wasn't talking about the actual game of football. Anyways, we are here. We're in control. Everything's good over here. We got a lot of baseball today, a lot of games going off. I'm looking at my phone blowing up right here in front of
me
me.
too.
Got a lot of games right now. Got about 6, 7 games going off. Got some nice matchups tonight. Any of you guys looking at anything exciting as far as baseball goes? Any big plays, T?
Oh, baseball here tonight? If I
Wake up, T.
I was reading something on the ticker. Somebody just sent me a message. I was laughing.
Okay.
Got my buddy sending me some reels over here, and I can't play them on here. I think we get banned on YouTube if I play some of these reels he sends.
All right.
But I already played the game during the day. But I kind of like Philly tonight with a Wheeler on the mound going against Atlanta. You had Philly beat them 2-0 last night. Philly's been hot, 10-1 in the last 11 games,
Yeah.
5-1 in their last 6 at home. Good pitcher on the mound here tonight. I'd have to jump on Philly here to see him. That's 150 favorite here tonight, but 3-2 favorite.
Yeah, it looks like an obvious play. 10-1, like you said, in the last 11. Wheeler 6-1 with a 2.48. They're 18-8 at home. The other team sucks on the road. They're 9-19. They're not playing well. They haven't been consistent. They won a few games in a row. Everyone said, "Oh, they're coming back." When they started out 0-7, and they went on a 14 and I think 8 run to come back. To get themselves back in the action. They've been staying about even par throughout the year. So. Looks like an easy move as far as I don't like laying 155 on a game like that, but Philly has been dominating. They have been playing extremely well, and they've got one of the best records, if not the best record, other than Detroit in Major League Baseball, 35-19 entering the game. And Atlanta's 4-6 in their last 10, so I could understand your play on that game. You like anything on that thing?
Yeah, so actually, I'm looking at this game. The line's 150. The first 5 innings is minus. This is one of those ones we were talking about. Minus 190.
Holy shit, it's 175, 180.
Yeah, so this is where I'm really considering. I think I'm probably going to do something in this realm here. I would take the first 5 innings minus a half a run because realistically, you're betting on this Phillies team. You need them to get run support early, but you know Wheeler is going to get his job done. He's only going to give up 0, maybe 1 run. So all the Phillies need to do is put up a couple runs in that first 5. and that bet wins, and you're not laying, like Scotty said, you know, he doesn't like to lay 155. Here's a way you can win on that game with only laying 130.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds like you got your reasons on that one. I like it. Wheeler's pitching real solid. And Philly.
Was like a 2-point.
The only problem I have with that, you said you like Philly in the first 5 innings? Is that what you said?
Well, that's what I said. The only issue is they got to get run support early.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. And, you know, sometimes when they have these kind of situations, they go scoreless for a while, and then around the 5th, the 6th inning, all of a sudden all hell breaks loose. Seems like it's always close to that 5th inning on some of these pitching matchups that look like they can be close, and then all of a sudden something happens.
One of the pitchers. Well, how about the Marlins last night? I gave out the Padres as my free game.
Would it be your mate 6?
You know, it's funny.
The Marlins scored 6 runs in the first inning. I look at it, I go, oh, this one's a loss.
What was the final score of that game?
8-6.
Oh, okay.
They scored 6 runs in the first inning and didn't score another run the whole game, and then the Padres won.
The night prior, I used the Marlins plus 1.5 runs as one of my plays. I thought that they would stay in the game. They had a lead in that game and lost it too. I think they were up 3-0 and they lost 4-3. So it worked out perfect for me.
Got no bullpen. No
Anything
bullpen.
anything else you're looking at in baseball tonight? Either of you guys?
Yeah, I have actually a prop. Tyler Mahle, he's the pitcher for the
Tigers came back, took the lead. Sorry.
4-3.
Yeah, he's the pitcher for the Texas Rangers here. I'm looking at this. Toronto has the lowest strikeout percentage in baseball at only 17.2% strikeouts over the last 14 days.
Right.
And over the last 30 days, the third lowest. His over on strikeouts, under 4.5 strikeouts for Tyler Mahle for the Texas Rangers, minus 140.
Mm-hmm. That's what
A
you're
little
playing.
player prop action for you. I know you guys love your player props, so I wanted to dig in. I want to give you guys a little entertainment, a little fun.
Teddy's going new school.
I'm digging deep into a player prop for you.
New school picks for Teddy.
Sometimes you got to give the people what they want.
Yeah, look at this game tonight too. Cincinnati, Kansas City.
I like
That's
that
my
game.
free play.
That pitcher on the mound, .93 ERA. I know he's in the team when they start.
I want to see who you like because that's what I gave out on my Instagram.
I'd have to go. I'd have to take the home team of Kansas City in this one.
I like the other side. I'm all over Cincinnati.
I gave out the Reds on my Instagram as the free play.
Yeah, I like Cincinnati. They beat them the last 2 games. I think they're playing right now. Kansas City they haven't been scoring that many runs of recent. They were lucky they popped some runs late in the first game against Kansas City, or it would have been a blowout that game. Yesterday, Kansas City handles them again.
No,
Cincinnati handles them again. Pardon me. And
Hey, Ben, you got to see next year. I can come sit over here next year.
What's the matter?
Come on by, TK.
Jesus.
Hey, it's called TK. Knock TK out today, Day.
I gave that pick hours ago on my Instagram.
I like Cincinnati. I think they're playing right.
Here's
right
what
now.
really surprised me. I was looking at the numbers. Cincinnati's
And
ranked
green. I like green.
Cincinnati's ranked 7th in the league in runs scored per game. The
Yeah.
Cincinnati Reds. With all these big money, high power teams, it's impressive.
Well,
to get
they're not
that
the greatest of teams, but they're 14-14 on the road. Let's face it, they can win or lose this game. I mean, I can understand your argument for taking it as well. 14-14 on the road, but they're 6-4 in their last 10. They beat this team 2 times in a row. I think they could sweep them. I really do. I think Kansas City's in a little bit of a funk right now. I like to take advantage of numbers. They're making Kansas. If Kansas City was right in this game with a guy that's got a 0.93, why are they a dog in this game at home? Knowing with the sweep factor, which always jacks up the price on a game anyways. So if this wasn't a sweep factor, this game could be 135-140 in favor of Cincinnati based on numbers. So I like the number on the game. I think it makes sense. It adds up to me when I'm looking at stuff. And I like the fact that they're playing better baseball right now and putting runs up. And Kansas City's been struggling of late, so that's why I like it. And even though Kansas City is pretty decent at home, 17-11 this year. They lost both games to this team, so I think this team's got their number right now.
We'll see
Good.
tonight, man. Watch it during the hockey game.
As the world turns with TK and Teddy and me going against each other here on the set.
Hey, I used to, when I was a little kid, my mom would watch, my grandma actually, now that I'm thinking about it, she'd always have the soap operas on when she was babysitting me. So I remember As the World Turns.
I've been watching Young and Restless for 40
Young and
years,
Restless.
man. I'll watch it when I get home here today.
As the World Turns, General Hospital.
Is that where you get the picks from?
Yeah,
Someone picking one of those soap opera stars?
That sounds like some of our clients. Young and Restless. They are very restless.
Yeah, that's another thing, guys. I mean, this time of the year, listen, there's 55, 56 games in. We've seen a lot. we're doing our work 7 days a week, every day. We might fool around here having fun because we've known each other a long time, so we can play off each other, and we're all good with it. At the end of the day, we shake hands and move on. Teddy's got his ways of doing things. I got my ways. TK's got his ways. Guys ask me sometimes, well, do you guys share information? Never. We never share information.
We run each other up here on Wednesdays.
We want to beat each other at the end of the day, as crazy as it sounds. We like each other, but we always want to come out on top. And whatever Teddy does with his resources and the fine work he does with his groups, that's his thing, and he does it. I do my thing. TK does his thing. So we want you to understand, we're not in collaboration whatsoever. We're out to do our job for our players and find the best angles to give them that winning edge.
Yeah, the only time I ever know what you like is I watch your free play on Instagram.
Well, that's just free.
Yeah, besides that, no, we don't really.
I'm gonna block you.
We don't really talk
Just
about our
kidding.
games like out. We talk in the group chat, like we mess with each other. We'll talk about the Panthers.
But we never talk
I
about
messed with Scott late at night. Remember?
These
couple
guys
Forget
these
about
guys
it.
after a couple
Give 'em a
beers will
couple
go
of
at each
cocktails.
other.
Oh, man.
But no, we don't actually like sit and discuss like the games or like
Never.
strategy or
Never.
analysis.
Never.
That's our business.
Matter of fact, I never know who you like as your major play. I never know what he likes.
no,
and
we
they
don't even
know
talk
what I
about
like.
it. We don't even talk about it before the show.
No, never.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I just want you guys to know that, because a lot of guys ask me. I don't know if they ask you the
Yeah,
same.
I get that.
Especially guys that know, that we're doing this show
Right.
together. We're doing it together just to get out there so we can show you guys, three.
And we respect each other's picks and content. Like
Right.
if
Because a lot of guys couldn't work together like
no.
this.
Well, if he does come to the bar, I put him on the other side.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He did that to me the other night. He put me between these two goons, and I said, "What the hell's going on? You tell me to come over, and you're going to put a seat next to me, and then I'm halfway down the bar in between two other people." I'm like, "What the hell's going on? Why tell me to come down
Hey,
here?"
the bartender goes, "Tell this guy it's
Initiation.
a bar. Don't order this Sprite."
Yeah, and I'm going to the bar, and I'm not a drinker, so
They
They don't like me.
bartenders don't like you if you're
No,
not a drinker.
they don't
Ah,
like
But
they all like us.
But
there.
one more thing is with I would say out of all the sports consultants that I see online, we would probably only mix well with 10% of them. Like these guys that
and you're giving a lot.
yeah, these guys that are playing these crazy parlays and making it look like they just win every single night. Like we kind of talk against that. So I mean, we probably wouldn't be able to really do a weekly show with someone who's a
see-
bullshitter. Excuse my language.
I see Ben flagging us down. Did we get some questions pop up, Ben? I know some guys
Oh,
who
wow.
are looking to reach out to us this week.
okay.
Yeah, actually, I do have some questions for you guys.
All right.
So, people have been messaging you guys. I know we got our first one here is, let's see where we got it.
I hope they're needling TK.
They're asking me where I got the yellow orange pen from.
Well, all right. So first is Jack from Chicago wants to ask, do you think it's a smart move for the Dodgers to start Ohtani in the pitching rotation as well as he's been playing offensively this season?
You want to answer it, Ted? I kind of got my take on it.
Go ahead. You go first.
I think the guy's just been playing so well right now. I don't know. I think it could affect him because don't forget, once you start pitching and now you're coming back in and out of the lineup, will he play every day after that? When you pitch a full game, I don't know how many pitch count he'll be on. He's going to probably be on a 60, 70 pitch count to start off. Maybe he won't be. But I think it could affect your hitting. And this guy is in such a zone right now. I mean, it's crazy. He's hit 4 home runs in the last 4 games in a row. He's got 20 home runs, leads the league. The guy's a phenomenal offensive weapon. Do you want to put him in the lineup and maybe take a chance that he could hurt himself pitching and now you lose him, you lose him overall? I don't think that's a smart move. I think he should stay exactly what he's doing right now, which is producing runs and carrying that team at this point in time. You think anything different?
I think they should, leave him to his DH and whatever he's doing out there in the lineup or whatever he's doing, but or bring him in as a middle reliever.
I mean, they're winning without him as a pitcher,
Yeah.
but would they win without him as a hitter?
They need him as a hitter, just like the Yankees needed Aaron Judge coming back here tonight. But Ohtani,
yeah.
I'd probably bring him in as maybe a middle reliever, let him pitch 2-3 innings to get started.
Yeah,
If
but
he
what
does
happens
well
the
then-
next day? Is he out of the lineup? Is he in the lineup? How does that work? Like when I don't know if he's a pitcher, will he come right back the next day and play?
He
as
could
a
if he only
Yeah?
relieved. I think if he only
yeah.
relieved, yeah.
Okay.
So my opinion's right there with you guys. There's an old saying: if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You're tied for the best record in the league. You have,
Well, yeah, one of the best. Go ahead.
I think they're 35 and
33 and 21 going into today. They have one of the best records. But
Wow,
you're
Don
right.
Best. Don Best is telling me 35-20. Is Don Best wrong on these records?
Yeah,
They could be one day off. They were off the other
I think
day.
they're 33 and
Look.
21.
MLB.
Well, either way, you're right up in the top for the
And they're
record.
winning
So
today.
and-
34 and 21.
34-21. So I would leave it alone. If it's not broke, don't fix it. He's hitting out of his mind. He's one of the top 2 hitters in the league right now. Him and Judge are neck and neck. I think Judge might have the edge a little bit right now. But he's neck and neck with Judge. Yeah, I say leave it alone. And maybe throw him in for some relief pitching here and there, especially like maybe in the playoffs.
Yeah, in the playoffs, relief.
Ben, what else we got?
Yeah, we got a couple more.
All right, we'll
So,
go quicker.
Yeah, Mark from Sacramento, California wants to ask TK.
Sacramento.
Uh-oh.
TK.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I already know what this is about.
TK, you think there's any chance that the Florida Panthers could blow this series to Carolina? Seems like you'd like that to
Oh,
happen.
I would love it to happen. It could happen in
See
Carolina.
the smiley man?
Yeah, that's a
wow.
great
Hold up, Ben. Can we freeze that
Yeah,
smile?
Carolina.
Look
might-
at that.
It could go 7, man. Carolina.
Holy mackerel.
I
I,
love it.
can't believe it.
I love it.
I love it. All right, so
And he wore a TK
Hey.
wins Florida Panthers jersey in the bar the other night. All right, go ahead.
all right,
It's in
so
the dirty clothes right now where it belongs.
Can I answer that one?
yeah, go ahead.
No. No, they cannot blow this series.
All right, so David from Pittsburgh, what were your guys' thoughts on the comments Terry Bradshaw made
Well, we
about
kinda
Aaron
did it.
Bradshaw?
Yeah,
So
we
we
did
did kind
that.
of cover
Yeah.
that. All right.
See, I'm glad someone brought that up.
Good. How can I avoid common psychological traps in sports betting,
Ooh.
like chasing losses?
Ooh, Teddy, you're good at that one.
Yeah.
I'm going to hear yours, and then I'm going to tell you my point.
So the biggest issues, not everyone's personality type mixes with sports betting. If you're going to get emotional, you got to figure something out and maybe quit. Because if you're going to get emotional about a loss and you're going to try to bet something else because of that loss, that's it. It's controlling your emotions. It's mindset. It has nothing to do with the picks. It has nothing to do with your bankroll management. That's important, but you have to have the mindset of, hey, I can take a break at any time. If I have one game picked out for Saturday and that game loses, I can not bet again until Monday, maybe. You know what I mean? That's what it takes. It's all about mindset is my best answer to that
You
question.
got any point of view on that?
I agree with Teddy 100%, man. You
Oh,
take that loss.
come on, agree with
take
Teddy.
a loss on a Saturday, man. You go out to dinner, forget about it, move on to Sunday, move on to Monday.
Well, how many times have we preached it, guys? You can't let your emotions, you can't bet you because the team is your favorite team. You got to do this. It's a business. You got to run it right. You got to look for spots. You got to look for things that make sense. I mean, first of all, you shouldn't be betting bad teams to try to, to win for you, number one. If you're chasing after bad teams, hoping they're going to turn it around, they could stay bad. Perfect example, Colorado. Rockies this year. They're due to win. No, they're not due to win. They could keep losing, and if they win one, they're probably going to lose the next 2 or 3, or they might win a couple. But you're not going to ever make enough money off one team doing that. So your strategies, I hope I'm answering the question properly. Your strategies are don't bet with your head. Okay, you have to bet with your head. Excuse me. You can't just bet that because there are teams in your neighborhood. Oh, I can't go against this team because they're my favorite team. Guys, if that team looks like they're going to lose and we're giving it out and we feel we've done our homework, you should listen. I mean, you can't go with those strategies. So bet with your head, and obviously money management. And don't chase after bad games. The bad games. There's plenty of games out there that make more sense than chasing bad teams, hoping they may turn it around and win a game for you. Because at the end of the day, if you play that team often, you're going to end up losing money.
I'm sure you guys have broken a TV or two in your time, though. You get a little frustrated.
A couple of
sometimes, you
TVs.
guys.
I thrown a couple ex-girlfriends out of my house. When I lost the game, I was up like 21 or 28 points, and then they put that little jinx on you and say, "Oh yeah, you're probably not going to win this one." And then when you win, and then you get out. Get out.
Break something instead of
No, I don't get physical.
Don't break the woman. No. I meant break like a TV.
can't get physical.
Instead of spending your money, if you're gonna just release like one time, like break a TV, break something small,
Problem
maybe.
is the TVs are expensive at the time.
Well,
back
yeah.
then
Now,
they were.
now you can
Now
now you can get like a
replace
They're
six.
it.
pretty heavy
Right.
to throw.
Yeah, you can get like a 70-inch for like $200 now. It's crazy.
You remember in the day, like 20 plus years ago, a Panasonic 42-inch TV was $7,000.
Yeah.
I thought I was a hero
Yeah.
because I went out and got it and paid $7,000. What an idiot I was! Right or wrong, it was $7,000 for a 42-inch
Hey,
plasma.
it's all relative.
You
at the
remember
ti-
those
I
days?
remember it took 10 guys to carry a TV up a flight of stairs
Yeah.
too, man, back in the
I
day.
mean, that's crazy. And you thought you were a hero because you had something no one else had, and you're like the big guy on the block. Meanwhile, you're the biggest idiot on the block.
How many more do we have, Ben?
Yeah,
I think we
throw
have.
another
I
question,
think we got
Ben.
one more question
we'll-
for us today.
Yeah,
So.
let's do it.
All right. So last question is. Do you guys like the idea of jumping on teams that have won like 5 or 6 games in a row to start betting on them?
Ooh.
That's a baseball question, I'm assuming.
No, it could be any sport, I would think, right?
Well,
Any team's won 5 or 6 in a row.
yeah. Well, yeah. It
Could be NBA.
Could be hockey and NBA. Yeah.
You want to take it, Teddy? I love starting with Teddy.
I
'cause
say
he
no. I think I like to find them when they're around that 3 to 4 win mark in a row, and it looks like they're going to go a little bit beyond that. I think once they're at like 6, it's kind of late.
Well, it depends, man. Baseball's a different story in football. You could get an NFL team 1 or 2 wins, jump them on the third time, against the spread, whatnot. Baseball's a little different, man. Some of these teams get on 10-plus game win
Minnesota,
streaks.
13 in a row
13
recently.
in a row.
They do.
But would you jump on them after they won 6 or 7 in a row
I
to
did.
start
They
betting
lost.
on them?
Remember, if I did the other day, I jumped
No,
on
they
them on
won
there.
13 in a row.
There's
So-
13 in a row. I jumped on them in that
So
one
what
game.
would you?
The question kind of is, if a team's won like a bunch of games in a row, would you start betting on them?
Or is it too late?
Depends who they're playing against,
Right.
too. You got to look at it who they're playing against as well.
Okay.
I kind of lean with Teddy on that. I probably would stay off them. I would try to see what's going to happen with them over the next handful of games. And if they're playing consistent, yeah, I'd probably jump back in because I'm seeing a steady consistency. Listen, if they 5, 6 in a row to jump on and hope they win the sixth or seventh in a row, it's a little difficult. I'd like to see if they lost a game or so. Maybe they drop a couple of games and then they go again in a series that I think they have the upper hand in and they're playing, more consistent than their opponent. I'd probably jump right back in that way.
Well, in baseball, when you're betting baseball, do you ever jump on teams that are below 500 early
Yeah.
in the season?
A lot of these teams
Yeah.
are below
if
500.
if the situation's right,
right.
absolutely.
Price is right and the matchup's
Like
right.
I've been rolling with the Diamondbacks. They're below 500. I had them first 5 innings last night. I might take them. They're starting in 40 minutes. I might be putting a bet on that right when we.
We got a big upset going in Citi Field right now. 5-3 White Sox after 5.
Yeah, wait.
They've won a lot. They've won like I think
They
they've
came
won
back
like
and beat
5.
them, though.
I think they've won like 5 out of their last 8 or something. They've actually
17
winning.
wins this year. That's a lot more than
Yeah,
they
but they
last
had
year.
they had 10 the last time we were. I think they had 10 or 11 the last time we did this podcast.
yeah, I don't
like
know.
a week ago. I think they've won like.
All right, so let me ask you the question. They going over or under that 53 total wins? They're 55 games in,
Gonna be damn
54
close.
games in.
Going to be damn close.
They're right at it. Right now, if you think about it, they're about 50 and a half at this point. If you
Is
look
that
at the
total
numbers.
still the same number, or is that
No,
was
it
their
was
preseason
50
total?
53. No, regular season
Right.
first start before the first game.
Before now, what's their total now?
Oh, that I don't know. I'm just saying the original one.
The original one,
Would you be a believer? I think that-
17 times 3.
I think it's going to be
is
close.
I don't see the Dodgers win 103 games.
No.
It's going to be.
40.
Well, you never know what
You
they'll
never
know.
know. They could jump on the street.
I still say under. I say they get like 50, 51.
All right, Ben. I appreciate the questions, Ben. We appreciate you guys coming in with those questions for us. Anytime you have questions, send them in, and we'll be glad to answer them. Hopefully, we answer them to the best of your liking.
I also got one in the comments.
Okay,
So,
what's that?
We got OPP.
I know him.
What do y'all think about the Phillies today against the Braves?
Some
We all
just had
agree-
something.
we all-
Teddy, you looking at
What
that
time?
line?
What time did he ask that question?
Yeah, he just came in.
Oh, he just came in.
But check
So
this out, Teddy, man. Philly just pulled the game off the board at every sports book right now.
Wow,
Unless
I
you
see that.
Just went black on the screen.
Just an
so
updated score for TK.
three-
Milwaukee 4-3.
Oh, my God. Don't curse. Don't
Milwaukee
curse.
takes the lead 4-3.
to answer your question, OPP, we all were kind of leaning Phillies in that game. I was leaning Phillies first 5 innings minus a run and a
Check
half,
out the-
but they just took the game off the board at every sports book. so we got to see what
Could be a pitching change.
we got to see what's going on with that.
Could be a pitching change.
Well, if it's a pitching change, that changes my whole first 5 inning bet.
yeah,
so.
guys, that's another thing.
Listed pitchers.
That's another thing that we want to talk about. I've had that happen to me recently where starters have got injured in warm-ups and they take them out, replace them with another pitcher, jack the lineup big time, and it works really against you. Either list the pitchers which you can, right? They still offer
Some of these
not
legal
on FanDuel
some of these
and
legal sites don't
DraftKings.
allow you.
Okay.
But you can also cash out though, and then take
you'll
your
lose
money
a little-
back.
right.
Take your money back.
You'll lose a couple of shekels. Definitely get off the plays if they make a change in the pitches. There's no reason to be exposed to a game like that. If we're basing it on certain elements to make it a big play, you definitely don't want to be exposed to something that makes it not any advantage at all, maybe a disadvantage. So remember that when you're betting these games, watch to see if they, before the game goes off, if they are scratch the starting pitcher. If they scratch the starting pitcher, you should respond back to us or just get off the game. You know, even if you lose a couple of dollars, it's worth it than losing a full bet.
Because it does happen, man. It's been happening a lot lately, too, in the baseball, just switching these pitchers around.
All right, guys, had a great show. We touched base on everything.
You
Any-
missed UFC this week in Vegas.
So what, that final question, did we answer it?
Yeah.
All right, we gave him the answer?
Yep.
The answer we think it is, at least.
Yeah, he's like, I just got here. Uh-oh.
Oh, Philadelphia.
Damn, I picked them already.
Yes, be careful of that game right now because we're
not a
basing
pitching
we're
change.
we're basing it on the matchup that was listed to us, and if there is a pitching change or something, transpires.
I think it's
or
weather.
or a key player. Well, why would they take it?
I think it might be canceled.
Yeah, but they took the spread down. Usually that's a player out.
Braves Phillies postponed.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, that's what it's.
There it is, guys.
yeah.
The
Okay.
game that we just spent 10 minutes talking about is not happening today. Hey, that's a
Better safe than sorry.
That brings up another point. So what happens if we're on this game tonight, it gets postponed for weather,
No.
and they
No.
play it again tomorrow
No.
at 2:00?
No.
I agree. What about
No.
you, TK?
Depends if it's same pitching matchups.
No.
Same pitching
I don't
match.
like it when they play
No.
double headers, though.
No.
That's what I'm saying. Because now
sometimes they'll do
No.
a single game.
You don't know what the pitching. A lot of these pitchers don't like that. Extra.
I agree with Scotty. No, these
no.
pitchers are ready for tonight. They're
Right.
not ready for tomorrow.
No.
It's a whole different ball game. A lot of players don't play the same during the day. They do at night. I say get off the game. So if you have a game that
No.
was postponed for weather, Scotty,
No.
there you go.
All right. Don't listen to T.
Teddy, I think he's a little bit redder than your head last week here this week. Over here.
Teddy, I love it. Where's the? Come on, I wanted that shine. You made me my whole scalp was.
here.
Come on, look at that,
Oh,
ladies.
oh, it's
Come on.
shining today,
Why,
baby, that
why don't
sun.
you leave that off, man?
Huh?
I love it.
Yeah, well, I
I
wanted to
think
wear
I think I'm gonna go for a bone-in fillet tonight after seeing that
That's-
non-vegan.
that's- That's Moon over Miami, right next to me.
I was at Steak 954 last week. They really improved over at the W.
They still got the jellyfish.
Jellyfish
or whatever,
tank,
still
yeah.
there.
I'm still waiting for my runway 84 dinner from this guy.
We can go on waiting for a coupon.
We should at least start. We should at least go. We should go to Runyon's right there.
Yeah,
There you
Runnings
go.
Is good. But you
All
can't
right.
beat Runway, though, man. You
No,
can't beat Runway.
you can't.
Guys, we got someone breathing down our throat that wants to get in here, so I think we're done. I think we hit the shot. Look at T looking around. No, they're not looking for you, T. I'm just joking around. All right,
I just
guys,
got the new Ruger, man. I'm all right. So we're good to go.
you got the good, all right, whatever the hell that means.
That's a gun.
There you go. All right, guys. We had a great show today, action-packed. We touched on everything. We answered questions. We talked about the NBA playoffs through and through, NHL playoffs through and through. Go Panthers. Let's get it wrapped up tonight. I think it's Panthers in Edmonton for the Stanley Cup, and I'm going to
We'll
have
talk about the Pens next week.
some good stuff going on.
We didn't have time today.
With that series. All right, T, let's hear it, baby. Where can they find the free stuff and the good stuff?
Well, they can find me every Wednesday with you two guys over here picking on me every Wednesday. I look forward to coming in on Wednesday. Got to get some good jokes for you guys next week and
I gotta
hit you back.
put some alcohol in there next week.
I'll bring you some. I think we have some
Let's do it.
Bruce Buffer stuff over there in the back.
Oh yeah, puncher's chance. I love it.
Yeah, but if you want to find me, man, you just go right to my Instagram at TKWins. You can check out. We got free plays daily. We got a lot of stories up daily. And if you want to check me out too, you can click the links. Go right to my site, tkwins.com. Get stuff there every day. Lines, everything there.
All right, thanks for being on here, my man. You know, it's always in good taste. We're just having fun with you. I've known him 32 years. Love him.
I think I got to see for you in a game tonight. We'll put you back by the bathroom here.
And by the way, it's not going to stop until like July because as long as these Stanley Cup playoffs are going on, we're going to have them. We're going to make them hear it.
Teddy, you should give some of those pens out to the audience.
I'm going
man.
to talk.
You got a
I'm
whole
bringing them
stack?
back next week to
All
talk
right,
about them
no
because I
problem.
want to tell the story behind
right.
the phrase that I had printed on them. And
No problem.
It's a really cool story and it involves sports.
We'll do it
So,
then.
if you're about to
I was
ask
gonna
me,
throw it to you, man.
I'm just doing your job for you.
Whew.
Where
These guys are brutal, Ben, today.
Where can the people
Cutting me
find me,
off.
Scotty?
They can find you at the Sports Profits, and they could see on the screen right there. They can
Hold on,
check
put it back up, Ben.
Go ahead,
At
Teddy.
the _ profits with an S _ pick. We need to see the blue check mark.
You gotta put a blue check
yeah,
up there.
Ben, we got to add the blue check mark. We're moving up in the world here. So we got to see the blue check mark there. But if you don't see the blue check mark, it's not us. 12-3 in our last 15 free plays. Out of our last 13 weeks of free plays, 12 of those weeks have been winning weeks.
Congratulations, man. Keep it going. That's good. People want to know that you got winners, and you're doing a good job making that happen. All right, guys, love doing the show. We have a good time here each and every week at the Podcast Junkie Studios. Beautiful Boca Raton, Florida. My man Ben Castro, the man, the myth, and the producing legend, doing the show for us each and every week. We appreciate Ben doing his job and making it happen for us. I'm Scott Matthews. You can find me on my, obviously, on Instagram. My official page is SM Sports Picks with the blue check mark. Make sure you get the one with the blue check mark. A lot of copycats out there. A lot of people saying they're us and they send the money to people they shouldn't be sending the money to and things like that. But official page, SM Sports Picks. Check out what we're doing. We've been winning like crazy with our free stuff, consistent as can be. We got some free stuff up there each and every day. And again, you can find this show right here on all podcast forums. You can find it, obviously, on Apple, Spotify, and on our official channel on YouTube, which is, you just put the search in, Get the Edge Sports Podcast. Like it, subscribe to it, and you'll be notified when the shows come up live. And we're doing it each and every week. We'll be back next Wednesday. You guys have a great day. Let's go Panthers. Let's wrap up this series, get it to a Stanley Cup for the second year in a row. And TK will be a little upset if that happens.
Let's go Cats.
Have a great day today. We'll see you back
tonight.
here next week.
It's going to be a good game tonight, man.
Yeah.
You going to go out and watch it, or no? Are you watching at home?
Hell no. I'll be in bed.
Right on the couch?
Woo!
I think that might be the place to watch it tonight, too, man. I think it's going to be crazy out tonight.